I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Everton against West Ham. I was going to say Nottingham Forest then because of Nuno's coaching the game, and he's back in it already in the Premier League with the team. And you can already see that he's picked up his first points, and he's trying to put his stamp on this West Ham team that's lost itself a little bit ever since they got rid of David Moyes. A couple of things to talk about on this goal here. It's like a broken record in the Premier League. I'm going to start to put some compilations together weekly of things with referees and with the same plays that happen over and over again with players just before they score goals. If I had 10p for every time I said this, I'd already be a millionaire. Like, genuinely, the amount of mistakes, they're always the same in the Premier League, and they're always the same problems. Other than that, don't forget to join us live. We do a live show on Monday nights as a group that come in and chat with us there. We go into the Discord afterwards and have a little bit of a discussion, so feel free to join us there on Monday Night Live. But this is actually quite good goalkeeping, right? I'd be really disappointed if my goalkeeper has done this, right? The ball comes in and it's a great punch away. It's an absolutely fantastic punch away. Now get pressure around the second ball. One of my bugbears is you've got a player close enough but not close enough. I always want someone up here. It's so important in this area to have a defensive player to win second balls, to stop the ball coming, the little volley. You've all seen the volley on top of the penalty area for when someone knocks the ball out and their striker smashes it into the top corner. It's so important to have a player here to disrupt the play. It's always about winning the football. It's about disrupting the play a lot of the time, then winning the football, then maintaining possession, and so on and so forth. But your goalkeeper's just done a great clearance. And the Everton player has been able to bring the ball down, receive it, and do what he wants. The jogging out and the sort of lackadaisical approach, this is why West Ham end up conceding. They should be sprinting out up to this 18-yard box and pressuring the ball here. Watch the slow jog. We see, look, I'm going to stop. He did a slow jog from all the way to there. Like, I'm pressuring the ball, but you're not doing anything. This happens all the time in the Premier League. You're running there, but you're not doing anything. You're not really running there. It's one of those token gestures. They're not trying to win the football. No one's actually trying to win the football. You can see the back line still hasn't got out yet as the ball gets thrown. This is decent pressure. He's actually trying to run towards the football. You can tell just by the gait and how the movement of that he's running towards the football. But yet everyone is stationary and standing. Okay, he's telling them where to put the ball. Everyone can see where it's going to go. Does he go over and stop this? It should be easy. You can see what's about to happen. He's telling him he's passing the ball there. You know it's going over there. I'm trying to get this just right so I can show you. By the way, I do a lot of things on my Patreon where I just let it flow, which for obvious reasons I can't do here on the YouTubes. Watch his body shape, okay? He has no intention of trying to read this pass. All he cares about is marking this player for some reason. Watch. As this goes. See, he stands and then he has to run again. He's not actually watching the game of football. He runs, he stands, I'm marking a player, and then all of a sudden has to accelerate and go, and it's all too late. Because he's not reading the game. He's not reading the play at all. That's simple. This is it's about a 25, 35-yard pass in that sort of range. It should be easily cut out. You're close enough. But you stopped to mark a player that didn't need marking. Oh, but here we go. I haven't mentioned it. This is my bugbear. This is the thing I mention at least 4 times a week. Someone is trying to tell somebody else what to do. So, well, we know in the next 5 seconds, someone is about to score a goal. The amount of times I say this is ridiculous. And people still don't understand why. Think of your brain as working at 100%, okay? Your concentration levels must be at 100% to win a game of football. The moment you're telling somebody else what to do, you're about at 60% and you're paying 40% of your energy worrying about what's going on here. So's he. He's telling other people what to do. You know what you all should have done? It's got up onto the 18-yard box and make this really a difficult ball in. But you're not. Everyone's too busy telling each other what to do and not actually playing football. Football doesn't get played anymore. There isn't football players. There isn't box-to-box midfielders. There's not all these clever players anymore. It's robots. Generic wide player, generic defense, like generic left back. They're all interchangeable. You don't notice the difference if Jarrod Bowen was playing for Arsenal instead of Saka, you go, oh yeah, generic wide player. They're about the same level. Maybe Jarrod Bowen's a little bit lower than Saka. You say Saka's maybe an 8 and Jarrod Bowen might be a 7. Week in, week out. We know Jarrod Bowen can play higher and Saka can play higher. But you go, yeah, it's my generic wide player. Yeah, he does his job. So now he has to sprint and try to close this down. The keeper's not paying any attention because he's too busy telling everybody what to do. But don't worry, by the time the ball is received, he's still not there, and the keeper's still telling people what to do. And so is he. You know what you need to be doing? Playing football, getting up, getting onto there, making sure everyone's marked. And this is the second part of when teams set up for corners, it is, you know, they're doing their set play and they're used to that and they understand. But when it breaks down and you get that next so I've got microcycles and transition microcycles stuck in my head from technical analysis. When it comes down to that next phase of play, when the ball comes in, everyone's sort of forgotten to do their jobs and their roles and responsibilities. They're all trying to do something completely different instead of what they were doing less than a second ago. It's a simple ball in, really. Now you've got that West Ham line that's dropped. It was about ishy here, but they've dropped. And look how close these West Ham players all are to each other. And they're moving backwards towards their goal. So now any little nick just takes it. But the keeper's come out too far as well. I don't know why the keeper's this far off his line. Overall, it's pretty poor. Little nick. And if the keeper was on his line, he saves that. He's not, because he was too busy telling everyone what to do. The defenders should have got up more. Everton are laughing at them. By the way, Everton carry on. I'm not going to do a full breakdown of all of the stuff you can find. I'm going to start doing full game reviews on Patreon for free. Pretty much I try to give everything away over there for free. But as you'll see, if you go over there, I can do much more different-y things that I can't do here. And you can start to understand more of transitioning, micro transitions, and all this other nonsense that they talk about in the coaching world, trying to overcomplicate things to make them sound super smart, themselves sound super smart. Keeper should have had that. But let's move on. I did want to comment a little bit about Everton's dominance of just getting balls into the box, and also West Ham being a little bit lucky, but also defending well at the same time. You don't get lucky if you're not trying hard. They were trying hard, defending well. They were getting shots on, but nothing clear. But it's just more balls into the box. And West Ham were dealing with it kind of okay, really. Oh my God, right. So I'm just going to put this little clip in because this is a quality volley and it's a decent save, right? But it goes down to the same thing I just said about a minute ago. There is no player close enough. The starting position, remember, it's your starting position, not when the play is actually going and you're jogging. Your starting position is here, so you're jogging and you're pressuring this ball here. There's no one close enough to pressure this ball to stop the exact thing I was talking about a second ago. And if you know anything about me, right, and how I run the channel, I don't actually watch any of the clips until I start recording. So it's not like I'm making up a thing and going, oh, look, I'm going to be really clever and talk about the thing before the thing happens. It's very rare that happens. So that I actually pay that much attention. So here we are. Ball's coming across. Boom. Has a little bit of a strike. And keeper saves it. Good. Volley. Decent save because there's a melee of players. I know there's a corridor that you can see it. But again, it's just because there isn't a player on the top on the D to actually come and pressure the ball. This is an interesting thing here where West Ham almost get in because of Everton trying to play the ball back to the keeper. But there's a couple of little interesting things to pay attention to. Back in the day, this was something that happened all of the time. The ball gets knocked long. One player wins it. The other player running on from deep runs on. Okay? He doesn't get this because there's a couple of, there's loads of reasons. One, it doesn't happen regularly, so he doesn't really know what to do. And if you think telling a footballer means that they're going to understand it, that's not how it works. They have to have done it like 30 times wrong, and you show them, and then eventually they'll get it right once, and then they'll score, and they'll forever do it, right? But watch his movement as he runs. He stops halfway through his run. Watch this. Watch as he runs. Do you see his hesitation there? Completely and utterly unaware that this ball is going to challenge. First off, straight away complain to the referee because as a modern day footballer, anything that anyone touches them or they don't like or any tackle, they complain to the referee. You could fix this in a week if I was refereeing or head of the referees association. All these players would get booked. They wouldn't be talking to the ref ever. They'd just be playing football, kicking each other, running around, tackling each other. It'd be a much better game. Free flowing, everyone would love it, and it'd make it more entertaining to watch. But here we go. The ball's going to bounce. Kitty here's going to knock it back. No, I don't know their names. I know. Only if they've been in the recent transfer window do I know players' names. It's kind of, I'm going to put some more effort in. But the problem is, if I do, you're going to start to see the amount of technical detail I start putting into everything. And it just gets annoying. It just gets too much really, really quickly. And I start rambling on about the player and why he hasn't done this and how his running gait is and loads of other nonsense. And I just try to keep it on the surface level and try to have a little bit of fun over here on this channel. Right, so watch as he flicks it, blomp, blomp. There's the header. Now he's running in. It's Jordan Pickford's very, very lucky that this doesn't go in. It just goes past the post. I'm shocked Pickford didn't try to come out, because what he'd normally do, he'd run out and levy the player, break his leg, put him out for a year. Oh, that was when he did it for Virgil van Dijk. You know, when that referee that hates Liverpool was on the VAR that said it wasn't a red card. Yeah, remember that? That's why I need to do ref watch, so we keep, we can remember all of these things back in perpetuity. So when they try gaslighting us and saying, oh, it wasn't a penalty. Yeah, it was a penalty. Arsenal should have got a penalty against Newcastle. Yeah, it was a penalty. Stop lying. But goes past the post. Boom. Off we go. Not bad. Not good. But that's poor defending. And really, West Ham should have got a goal there. He stopped his run just because of lack of trust and understanding. That could have been really good. Really good. But Everton playing themselves into all sorts of trouble. This is that hipster football that's going on as well. It's so frustrating. It's such a long discussion to have and to explain to everyone of why it's happening and how it's happening. But yeah, let's move it on. I do want to highlight this run here a little bit because it's actually decent. He's getting pulled. He's getting fouled. He doesn't try to go down. Do you know what he does? He plays football. He kicks it into the space and goes and gets it. Like, really well done, lad. They're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Kicks it into the space and goes after the football and wins it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's what you should do. That's how you win football games. You play football. You don't try to get players booked and all this like nonsense. And, oh, I fell over. Just play football. Just play football. And because he plays football, his team gets rewarded. He puts in just a loopy-hopey cross. Loopy-hopey crosses work sometimes. The defender doesn't deal with it properly. It's kind of hard. Defender's running back towards his goal. You know when he needs to head it back to the keeper? This is probably that opportunity. But it's one of those ones where it's just a little bit too high for him and he really can't just quite get there. It comes down to quality delivery, really, and a bit of that's what happens when you play football and you hit somebody on the counter-attack or on the transition. Yeah, the defender kind of flicks it into no man's land. Now, Jarrod Bowen picks it up. All you have to do now is sprint at him as fast and as hard as you can. Okay, you know he's going on his left foot. See, this is what I hate when I start knowing players. Right, you know he's going on his left foot. You know where he's going. So you know you need to curve that run ever so slightly that way. So you make him go down that side on his right foot. Okay, that's all you need to do. Let's watch what the Everton player does. Oh, he stands still. Beat me, beat me, beat me. It is embarrassing. He gives him the opportunity to come in on his left foot because he doesn't understand how to do a curved defensive run, which is basically something that you should be doing by the time you're 12 years old. Good strike from Jarrod Bowen, though. He's still got a lot to do to find the back of the net box here, and he does it. He makes it look easy, but it's a quality strike. It really is. Pickford probably should have saved it, but we all know he's got little tiny dinosaur hands and he can't reach that far. But he will get up and yell at his teammates because, well, he's a bad sportsman. I can't stand him. I honestly can't. There's certain players that just have bad attitudes that blame everybody else around them when they've done something incompetent, and that's his incompetence. Okay, but other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.